What's up, guys? For those of you guys that join me today or have to rewatch this evening when you get home from work, did the raffle for the giveaway over on Facebook. Thank you all that took part in that. Raised almost $500 for Blair's family. Thanks for all you guys who donated. Today there's no ISM live show today, so I'm just down here on the bench cutting some stuff up and hanging out. I know you guys, Gap Hill Speed Shop, John. Yeah, you got really close, buddy. Sorry about that. What was I going to say? Now I don't know where my notebook went. So, yeah, the number was 10, and DG was right there at number 11. Don't get discouraged, Dave. Really appreciate all the donations that you did make. It went to a great cause. I got some other stuff coming up. We could try it again, bud. I just want to give you guys a personal thank you. Blair's Club did the Blair's Club, the Central Pennsylvania Model Car Club. They did. They're the ones who set up the GoFundMe. I'm just trying to do my part to help. I got some other things in the works, guys, but for right now, that was just try to help generate some money, because sometimes I know it's hard we're all in a, we're all working class and we all have our own bills. So my idea of the raffle was to try to raise some funds and yet give you guys something to go for instead of just putting out some money. Yeah, thanks, Dave. It helped out a lot, bud. What I'm doing now, guys, I didn't like the molded in tail lights on the Mustang I'm working on, so I cut those out. I'll put the centerpiece in there, and I'll probably paint it body color. So what I'm doing now is I'm removing all the molded in plastic stuff in the background there, so that way I can get a good lens up behind it. Hello, John. Hello, Gil. Do you have the little man today, bud? Yeah, later. Yesterday I was watching the show. I heard the dogs bark, and I knew he was there, and you took off right quick. I'm using... hey, what's up, redneck? Pappy was giving you a pretty good shout-out this week, Red. He's doing a lot to get you guys some more subscriber and more traffic. So hopefully, Red, that he his shout out and the people following me get over there and give you some more support. David over at DG, I'm using the Revell Magnum SRT8 wagon roof. And what I did is I just glued the back door, because the whole back door comes open clear up from here. So if you guys can't see that. And then all this right here lifts up with it. I just glued it all in. And, where'd my winder go? It'll be somewhere around here. Then, it's going to fit right on the body like yay. If I can get it there in the gap, there it goes. I haven't, John, but a lot of people have, and a lot of people like it. They're comparable to, from what I've heard, John, they're comparable to gravity paints. So if you can get gravity paints, or Skil Automotive Finishes. They're basically about the same. I think Zero Paints might be a little bit different. I know Skil Finishes has a whole lot of colors. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy, your real name is Steve, ain't it? So what I'm doing now is I'm just removing this plastic. James. For some reason, I thought it was Steve. I'll just call you Jimmy. Now, I want to... Okay, John, how much is there 1 ounce of clear with the activator? Because that's what a two-part is. A two-part is going to be the clear, and the other part is going to be the activator. Because I think they're only the 1 ounce bottles, ain't they? I don't know how much that covers, but usually most of your two-part clears, John, are going to be 4-to-1 or 2-to-1. Hey, what's up, Clutch? Thanks for joining, bud. If you guys hadn't seen it yet today, Clutch has put up another video. Last week, he showed us how to make the Pontiac semi-Hemi head, and today he follows up that video on the valve cover build. So you guys need to go over there and check that out. Hey, Clutch, you are working on the wagon. My wagon is in New Jersey still. It will be there until June. But what I wouldn't... Were you going to cast that body style too? Or were you going to wait and do the newer body style like I done? See, this is what I wish I knew how to do hangouts, and that way I could get a few of you guys in here. We can shoot the breeze and stuff. Yeah, I'm thinking about Clutch. I'm thinking about building a Volare wagon, but I'd have to use a Chevelle roof on it also. What do you think about that? It'd be a 2-door Volare wagon. I guess I could make it a 4-door if I wanted to. Yeah, this Redneck, this is the Revell Snap Together. You know, the cheap, you know what I mean? Just this right here. So far I've made the roof. All that's boxed in. I made a custom hood and a custom grill. I still need to work on this lower piece. I've added headlight buckets. Added the hood scoop, the rear vents. I blended in this door handle. See how it's smooth to the body? It don't stick all out like this one here does. So what I'm doing, what I like to do is I started with the front end, and I'm working myself around the car. Is how I usually build. Some builders, when they go to customize, they like to, they like to keep it even going down this way. But for me, I work better if I go around it. Because when I was in the real automotive business, and say this right here was a 69 Camaro or something, and we was putting new quarter panels on or whatnot, if you was to cut the body off on both sides, you'd have to do all kinds of filling and bracing and all that. The shops that I worked at, they wouldn't just say your rust was right here and right here. They just wouldn't do this patch panel type thing that a lot of people do. We always went into the door jamb and we went up the pillar. That way your body line was right here. When you did your body work, it was right here. It blended in with the factory, like a factory lead weld they'd have in there, or bronze, depending upon which manufacturer built the car. Back then, they didn't use a whole lot of filler. They had lead handles and stuff, and they would melt it in there, and then they just used a skim coat, or echo coat is what they used to call them. And so most of your body work would have been in your door jambs. Most of your body work would have been in your door jambs, and you'd only have one seam to fix up here. A lot of the Camaros rotted because where you come down right here, that felt, it only, now we have rubber, but back then they had a felt line in there, and it would go bad, and the water didn't have nowhere to set, so it just stayed all up in here. Yeah, I'm just trying to do my own thing to it. I opened up all this, and then I put my own grill in the back of there. Focus, you turd. And then these right here are resin headlight buckets from Draft Design. They were off of Shapeways 3D printed things, and these are resin copies of those from a company called Draft Design. He's not doing these no more. He's going to. They ain't been released yet, but he's doing some big scale bagger bikes coming soon. That will be 3D printed and then go from there. So, guys, it's going to be a boring day. I'm just going to sit here and work a little bit and chat and talk. And so if you guys want to come back, go check out Clutch's video. Come back and hang out. You guys are more than welcome to. If you guys are just stopping by, I understand. Like I said, we did the raffle today for the Blair Pletcher family GoFundMe, and George Ramos ended up winning the truck. We almost, out of that fundraiser, we almost raised $500. Rick has it set up to wanting to receive $5,000 is his goal. Reason being is Blair's visitation. They had to rent the church. Burial fees and all that. And Jackie and his daughter Tiffany still have a long ways to go to recover. So I just try to do my little part. I have some more stuff coming up that may be able to draw more money. John from Gap Hill Speed Shop, he just made a video today saying he's got a build that he wants to raffle off and auction off. So, we're going to try to do our part as a community to help Jackie and to show her what her husband meant to some of us guys in the hobby. I just want to, another thing, I want to say a great big old special thanks to Butch over at Full Throttle Custom. He sent me the Revell 29 kit. He won't take no money for it. He sent it to me because I sent him some resin parts a few months ago, and he picked up that 29. They were in their Friday night hangout, and I had made a comment that I never got one before they disappeared. And he said I wasn't going to get the 30, but I could have a 29. And he put it in the mail. And me and John have been talking about Canadian shipping from the U.S. to Canadian, and or like Canadian to us. And not only did Butch send me a $25 kit, it cost $25 to ship the one kit. I was like, man, I can't believe that, just for one kit. So basically, Butch was out $50 just to send me a friendly gift. And I want to make sure he noticed that, you know, that meant a lot to me. Young Model Master, James, he told me the same thing. He said I could have a 29 from him, but I wasn't getting the 30. In John's video today, John actually got to pick up a few builds of Blair's, and he's going to finish the projects that Blair had started. Like you guys, like I've said, Blair and John and Rick, who set up the ability for me to do my raffle, we're really close. Talk to each other every day, so it's, you know, it don't bring their friend back. It don't bring Blair back to us in the hobby, but at least they can have the satisfaction of getting his project finished. And that's one thing. I remember a few years ago, the guys did that with Snowball. Another person in the hobby had started a really neat project with the 40 Ford. This is way back on my Spotlight hobby days when I used to go over to the Hobby Heaven message board before there was YouTube and Facebook and all that. And they started a 40 Fords, and then the guy never got it complete, and they actually passed it around and let other people from the community back then build parts of it, and that seemed like a cool idea. But right now, there's a few people in the hobby that's been running amok, and it's kind of, you got to put your trust to extreme levels now, it seems like. I mean, that's sad to say, fellas, but it is what it is now. What did I do with my piece? First, guys, here's my first mess up. That's why I buy a couple kits at a time. I was going to hollow this out and just hollow out the tail lights and try to put me in a piece of tail light, and then it melted over into here, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll stop and I'll clean it up, and then it snapped. And now I can't find what I'm looking for. Gilbert had made a comment yesterday, guys. He was showing a dragon that he was working on, and the way, and you guys already know, I tell you, I love the way he blends his colors and stuff. But he made a comment. Someone else in the chat with us had mentioned the comment about going and buying a cheap starter airbrush, and what would Gil recommend for a good quick starter airbrush. And Gil's response was, and I believe in it, and I believe in Gil's response, and the same thing Clutch has been talking about. Build with the best tools you can afford. Don't, just because you've seen an airbrush for $20, save up a little bit and buy a better airbrush. That way you spend the money once on a good airbrush versus throwing your money away on a turd, you know what I mean? Because it'll pay for itself in the long run. Most good airbrushes, you know, they run $100 and up, you know, just to say on the cheap end of a good airbrush, all the way up to a couple $100 a piece. But instead of just running out there and buying one, you know, there's like the, yeah, exactly, it pays for itself. Don't just run out there and buy one. All mine are old. I got the single series. I got the single stage Paches, and back then when I bought it, it was $109, and it still works great, still works fine. But at that time, remember, they had the Revell aerosols, and they had the Testors aerosols, and then they had the Aztec came out. And the one guy was like, why did you spend almost $130 on an airbrush when you could have got this one here for $19? Well, needless to say, my airbrush now is 25 years old. I still have it and use it. Those aerosols, you can't still get the cans and the little rubber holes. Like here's my air hose for the Pache, and here's the air hose for the plastic. You know, you wasn't getting the air pressure. The Freon got too cold, and just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good. And, you know, damn it if I didn't know what the hell happened in that piece. That sucks because I just had it, and I just showed you guys that I was cutting the middle out here, and I took the piece out, and I don't know where I placed it. Good scissors clutch. Not so good. Clutch was doing us a video, and he couldn't find us good shears, and just as soon as he says I'll grab my crap ones, it was funny, because just as soon as he went to cut it, it broke right in half, and Clutch, he already knew that, you know. I am seriously confused on what happened to that tail light panel. Now, Clutch has already mentioned that he's a perfectionist, and he likes to build clean. But as you guys can see, my bench is a mess. So that's something new I need to learn, because now I'm fighting the invisible model piece. I know it's right here because I haven't went nowhere. I haven't done anything. Didn't fall down here. Well, this just bites. Oh, here it is. It blended in. It's in the seat right here. Oh, what a knucklehead. So now, what I'll do now, instead of having all those molded in tail lights, because the tail lights are molded in on the snap kit. This is the part I cut off. And they're molded in, and they sit in there. So that's what I was trying to remove. So I'll get rid of that, and I'll use, where's my colored plastic? And what I'll do is I'll build me a recessed tail light in there somehow, like that. I'll get this red in there, and then I'll have me a clear, a red tail light. I was going to vent. Now, Jimmy, the Neo was built by a different company, sold under the Iwata name. It is a good airbrush, but it's not technically an Iwata. Did I say that correct, Gilbert? So be careful, like what Gilbert just said, Jimmy. Be careful on what you use to clean that with. So It might, I wouldn't use something very, too harsh to clean it, depending upon what paint you're using it in. Go check out Gil's channel, and when you get over to Gil's channel, look up, go back through his archives, and he'll show you what he uses to clean his with. He calls it Jesus juice, but he breaks it down to what you need to do. So go back there and run through his channel. It's not too far back, maybe a year or two, but it's worth the search. Hello, Brian. What brings you, Brian, let me ask you this. Since you're new to the model world, how did you find out about the YouTube model community, and how did you find out about my personal page that you're on now? Oh, yeah, the UMP airbrush thinner is a very good thinner. I don't have that on hand. Almost all my stuff is done with lacquer thinners. I use polyester. I use polyurethane clears and paints and stuff like that. Well, I do, Brian. I do a Tech Thursday. You can go back and watch some of my videos. Here lately, we've been doing the live streams. And Clutch's page. Yeah, Clutch is a different level builder than I am. Clutch will be able to teach you things that I haven't even learned myself yet. So that's a great channel to be introduced to. Like you see now, my table's full of projects, full of builds. Right now I'm cutting up a snap together kit. I'm going to make a Mustang wagon. As you can see, Red Dragon Model Works posting in here. They're sharing information back and forth. A lot of us do that. And we encourage the hobby. Everybody has a build level. What I would recommend you do is grab a kit that will keep your interest, like build something that you would enjoy to have in real life. And as you keep building, your hobby will grow, you'll get better, you'll look into other things. All the people that you see commenting now, you can hover over their little pictures, and that will send you to their channels too. I would recommend you go check out Red Dragon Model Works. Gilbert right now is working on a tank and a dragon, and he builds everything. He don't limit himself to just automotive, but the stuff that you can learn through the community will help you, on your painting and your detailing and your focus on the subject. Don't overdo your first few. Just build them, maybe highlights and stuff here and there, and then you can put yourself together as a builder the more you get yourself involved. I have kits from brand new kits like it came out last year to stuff that came out in 1960s, so it could get a little bit overwhelming. It is getting pricey, especially for just a beginner, but do some research, find what's readily available. I wouldn't do nothing too drastic because you don't know if the hobby's going to be for you and to keep you around. So I wouldn't get all gun-ho and, you see Clutch using this, you see Minnie using that, you see Gilbert using this. Don't run out and do all that. Just get your basics to see if the hobby is going to be something that can keep your interest. Now, where do I want to go to now? You're talking about, Jay, you're talking about for the Dremel, right? Hey, what's up, James? You doing okay today, bud? It right here you go, Jay. Brian. Brian, that happens to the best of us. We have intentions to walk into the shop, and I'm gonna walk in there, and I'm gonna buy is glue. And you come out, and you've had $100 less. Hello, Mark, and John. John, did you ever figure it out, bud? Yeah, I don't know how to figure it out either. I don't know what I done. Just one day it was there, and I started using it. All right, where am I at? Let's see. So just an update, you guys. I was telling these guys what I've done so far. I'm trying to work myself around the car instead of, so I've done the hood, like you guys see me do the roof. All right, there you go, Steve. Be careful, man, because if it grabs, it can go quick. I mean, I've lost T-shirts, luckily not fingers. So right here is I added on the rear of the vent hood. I added the intake, opened up the grill, added my own grill screen. It's got the resin headlights in it now. I've shaped a door handle to be with the body instead of sticking out. Like if you look on this side, see how it sticks out? Well, on this one here, I've closed it up. I put it in line with the body. And then right now I'm working on the tail light section. Gil, is Chicago busy today with it being Cinco de Mayo? Have you been out on the square or anything? Back in '90, we went up there for a convention. Some guys and us went up there, and man, when it was Cinco de Mayo, that place was bumping. They had all the street vendors out back then, and it was a crazy weekend. We went down the brick corridor, they called it, I think it was. And man, there was just, it was so packed. See if I put that in there, it might be too far in there. I might have to cut it different and get it. Let me see. I might have to cut that up. Let it. James, did you ever go to the horse races? Um, Clutch. It came with these molded in tail lights, and I'm trying to put in a lens. I don't think it looks good that far back in there. It's a pretty ways deep in there, so I'll probably have to cut it and bring it back out, add some plastic to it. If you ever go to the horse races, James, bet on the horse jockey that's giving his horse cocaine. That horse is probably going to run really fast and then just fall over, but you might win $1 or $2. Yeah. Yeah, it draws a crowd, buddy. Thanks, James, on the comment of the Mustang. Yeah, I'm just using this old Dremel here. I've had it forever. A lot of the guys that I know, especially the overseas guys, a lot of guys are using Prexon, because it's got a more variable speed to it versus just turning on. Like, you turn this on, and then that's stage 1, stage 2, all the way up. But a Prex, I think that's what it is. I don't know. Ryan, am I saying it wrong? Prexon. The guy next door is kind of a prick, but he won't do no cutting or nothing for me. So I know it's not him. Oh. I was thinking about this clutch. Putting, I made this just messing around. The red light, and then put this bar through the back of it. And I was going to use this on a 06. On a 06 body style, but I never did. Let's see. That's the beauty of building models. I might have messed this up by cutting out this back piece of plastic, but the adventure in fixing it is what's going to be fun. Then we'll put that, we'll just keep cutting it and shaping it. Yeah. It's very handy. And that's another tool that, you know, you could go and spend $9 for it at Harbor Freight, or you can go buy a real Dremel for $70. I don't know how long the Harbor Freight one is going to last, but, you know, that's when it comes back to the point is, do you buy cheap or do you buy for longevity, you know? James, did you have a school today? I know you're homeschooled. I just didn't know if you was doing any classes or anything, or if today was a break for you. Yeah, you guys too, Gil. I'll check you out this weekend. All right, let's see. You guys seen that Skyler 8-second speed shop? He went live yesterday, guys. So maybe, you know, he stayed on about an hour or so, just sharing a little bit on his outtake of the hobby and the things that he's doing and whatnot. All right. Oh, you remember the clock, bruh? Oh, yeah. What MD is talking about, I used to, a guy made a comment one time. He's like, well, I do custom built models. And I can't think of, don't know, was it Mixapalooza? Maybe it was MD. But he made a comment, is like, you can't sit down at the bench and do custom work. It takes forever. And I was like, nah, I pretty much can do whatever I want if I put my mind to it. And I made a comment, and he goes, that will take you hours. And I pulled out this little clock, and I would put it right here and say I was working on this, and I'd put it right here, and like 5 minutes later, I'd take a picture of the roof cut off and all this glued on. And then about another 20 minutes later, I'd show him all this was cut. And I just kept going and going and going, and the the guy would get he'd get excited, boy, would he get excited. I'll have to post, MD, I'll have to post, yeah, that was him. I'll have to post some pictures on my Facebook page of the old clock, man. That was years ago, bud. Yeah, you know, and oh, I so miss Roger, because Roger just he could pull it off, man. All right, Clutch. So I cut the whole thing out. You think build the whole tail light pushed back in there like that? Hello, Fragnet. I ain't seen you on in a while. How you been? Yeah, DG, I really appreciate that, bud. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know that it's going to come in handy. And I really appreciate it. And like I said, you know, I know we're all in a situation, and not everybody can donate. And so I appreciate what you did do, DG. Yeah, I still have that right here, Clutch. Should I recess this too? Let's see. That's too far in, Clutch. That don't look right. But I have plenty of Mustang logos. I got the real chrome caps that come on the 06s through the 14s, and so I could still just keep that centerpiece and just build off this. Let's see. Oh, let's see. Oh, no. Well, that ain't gonna work. See, here's what I was thinking for the side windows. that little piece of tint. It should, I don't know if it'll be dark enough, but yeah, it was for Blair. See, if I did that, that looks cool, but I don't know. See, there's that. There's that. What if... I'm half tempted. Look at this, Clutch. I'm half tempted to pull another one of these out of another kit and section it to the point so I could bring this back filler piece all the way over to the door and then just make a small tail light, because that right there would be the whole back hatch. You know what I mean? So I just got to cut another one of these and then glue it together and fit it in between those jambs. And that way right there, that would give me my lift, gate, and then I could just build a tail light right there. See. I just have to, we'll have to reshape it a little bit, but that's not a big concern. No, Mogi, I would just, in real fabrication, say, like if you watch the Chip Foose and stuff, what they do is they'll section, so that way you can keep the emblem. What they do is, what I would do anyway, is I'll probably cut the other piece right here and right here, and then glue them onto each side. And most of the time when they try to bring bumpers in, to make the flush look on some of the older cars, what they're doing, they're actually leaving the point, and then they're taking, say, this little section out right here, and then they move it in to get the flush mount. I won't have two emblems in there. I'll just have this one. Let's go open up another kit. Remember, guys, if you have an apron, take it off before you get up to move. I have pulled the desk over once. I had a guy ask me one time, I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but I know some people enjoy a certain style of build. I've had people ask me before, like when I bought all the Mustangs, and I'm parting out today, the one lady one time, she says, do you build anything else but Mustangs? I said, I do. She says, why are you buying 8 of them? And I'm like, because I have ideas. I have seen other builders in a regular hobby shop or say at the swap meets or whatnot. They don't see the $3 builds. They don't see the $5 kits. What they see is, oh, I've already built that. I don't want to pick that up again. And I'm looking at it as other projects, parts and pieces that I can use. When you see that stuff on clearance, sometimes it's not cheap, but when it is cheap, like, you know, I picked these up for $5 a piece. You know, so I'm gonna buy all they had. Do you guys feel that way? Cause like I have a dozen of the Revell Caprice cop car taxi things. I really like building those, and I can part them out. I got several A&T Impalas, the 70 Impalas. I like to build those. The Revell Mustangs, I got tons and tons of those. Alright. So we'll pull this out. Now this right here won't be wasted on the other car, guys, because I'm going to snip it right here at these lines. Yeah. John, I bought them all up because I heard rumor that they were going to be discontinued. Like the regular Raptor got discontinued, and then they started building the 2017 Raptor. So I thought they were going to discontinue these. I seen them on clearance, so I bought them all up. I didn't know they was coming out in yellow. I got Thanks, RC. Alright. So what I plan to do now is we'll put this one in there. Like I said, guys, and like you'll hear Clutch say, and a lot of the other guys say, don't just jump right in there right after you cut, because if you don't clean your part up, you ain't going to get the best fit when you go to add on your next piece. So even though we know we're sacrificing this, I still wanted to clean it up. So what we're going to do, we'll mark that right there. That don't look right at all. There you go. Alright. Well, got that marked. I can slide this over. That's up for it now. Slide that over there like that. this over here. Thanks, Clutch. I hope my video yesterday for you guys was informative when I was talking about the baking soda. It's just something that's quick and cheap and usable. What I like what I'm doing today is, if you guys seen, Clutch made a suggestion, and it's almost like we're building right with each other. And it gives me an idea, so I'm going to go with it. It's kind of hard to explain to people that don't build, you know, like create building, I should say, not just build, but, you know, the box stock builder ain't going to realize, you know, what's involved when you do something like this. So I might, you know, start talking about wanting to recreate something, like this tail light panel, and some of them would think, well, don't a tail light panel come in the kit? So it's great when you can build with like-minded builders and share your input. That's what I'm trying to say, I guess. Okay, I just went ahead and glued that together real quick. Let's see. Don't want to fit in there. Okay, I see. I have to do some trimming. Barb the hell out of that. Clutch, I did something wrong, bud. It's not giving me, it's not letting it curve in there. So I'm going to do it at an angle and see what we get. Clutch and James, if you guys are still with me, what's your guys' next show you plan to go to? Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. Is that a big show, guys? Wonder how far Louisville is from me. I'm about 4 hours from St. Louis, towards the Kansas side. Okay, clutch, that's one side. Get it in focus. Slide that over just a little. And that right there will give me my door, and it'll give me a little tail light. Good luck, John. I hope it works out for you, bud. I know I know you really want to get that one together. If you guys hadn't seen John's last video he put up today, he's gotten some great projects going. He had a build that he was working on with Blair prior to Blair passing away, and the roof put a bubble in it underneath the paint, so he's trying to fix that today. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll work on the second side here in a minute. We're just trying to get... I'll have to do some cleanup sanding around there. But that should be an easy blend. And that makes for... It'll still be a smaller custom taillight, so right there would work. Damn. Nice suggestion, Clutch. Nice suggestion. Now we just cut this other piece out. What I asked you guys yesterday, what kind of music you guys like to listen to when you're building? What are some of your favorite snacks when you go down to the bench to build? Needless to say, I've heard people say that they like to go down to the bench with the Slim Jim, and I'm thinking, that's the last thing I want to eat while I'm building, is just to have my hands full of grease, you know what I mean? But I know we all have different, you know, cravings and model interest. To me, I like M&M's. I like Neckos. You know, old-fashioned Necco candy. Some people don't know what that is anymore, but walked into the Cracker Barrel one time with my wife, and we were going to sit down and have dinner, and my little boy, he says, "Daddy, I want a Necco." And I was like, "Son, they don't have Neckos here." And the waitress said, "Yeah, we do. They're over there." And I got up to go look for them, and they had all chocolate. Like, yeah. Mogi, right here's, I got my Dr. Pepper on ice right here, bud. I've been... Yeah, I don't think jerky wouldn't be that bad, Clutch. It's that Slim Jim. If you ever ate a Slim Jim, man, it's like 80% grease, 10% skin, and 10% whatever they call meat. They say that Macho Man Randy Savage died of congestive heart failure. I think it was fat from all them Slim Jims. Yeah, John, I like a lot of Pink Floyd too. My wife watches that damned TMZ all the time, and they had made the comment about Barry Manilow finally coming out, and I was like, if they didn't know he was gay already, you know, just listen to his music all those years and the way he dressed and everything, and they're making a big deal of it, which I don't see why now. I mean, his career's basically done, and they were like upset that they felt defrauded, and I don't think he defrauded anybody. A little bit of body work, send out that. So for you guys that plan to do body work, like on something that I'm doing here, remember when you body work on the edge, follow the whole edge around, so that way you get the evenness all the way through. And when you do your fillers, you want to what's called feather it in. You don't want to leave a really hard line. You want it to feather back into your body work, back into the regular panels that weren't part of the body work. Oh, and guys, I want to say something. Why Bobblehead, I think Bill is here. He might be back to work already, but keep the friends and family of yours in your thoughts over down around the St. Louis, Wells Goes, Illinois area. Man, they've been having a ton of the levees breaking, and there's lots and lots of flooding down there. They have the highway that runs down by Bill's 144. They actually have it closed, not letting nobody pass it because of the flooding. So I know Bill and his family are going through that right now. Oh, you son of a gun. What's some of your guys' favorite movies? Like I like a lot of Tom Hanks stuff. So one of my favorite movies is The Green Mile, and I like a lot of Denzel movies. I like Man on Fire. Now, Jody, 60s, 70s Kung Fu. My dad, oh my God, every weekend we was watching Kung Fu Master, and my dad loved Bruce Lee movies, and he watched a lot of MASH too. Yeah, I like a lot of the older movies, Brian. One movie that I haven't got to see in a long time is there was a movie out, and it's funny. Oh my God, it's so funny. It's called Moving Violations. It had original Wendy's Where's the Beef old woman in it. It had all kinds of really neat people. And it came out. It's more of a spoof type thing. So it's funny, man. It came out around the time of the first Police Academy movies. Yeah, my dad would watch MASH. The reason why I asked, last night my wife come home from work and the kids were watching their cartoons, and my wife turns on her shows, and we usually watch a little bit on the DVR, and then we'll watch Wheel of Fortune, and then our regular evening night shows come on that we sit and watch TV together with. And my son got upset because he wanted to watch something else, and I'd made the comment when I was his age that there was only one TV. We had 4 channels, and 2 of the channels you had to go up, and you had to turn the top knob, and then you had to turn the bottom knob, to tune in to 62 and 41. If not, if it wasn't on 4, 5, or 9, you didn't watch TV. And I told my boy where we were stuck watching Dallas, Falcon Crest, MASH. We didn't get... Yeah, Adult Swim. You know what, Lucifer? My twins are 8 years old, and they found Adult Swim one day, and I hear them laughing and giggling, and I'm like, what in the hell are they doing in their room? And I went up there, and they were watching Robot Chicken. Oh, I got the whole seasons of Robot Chicken. And one of my favorite older shows was off of MTV, Crank Yankers. I got all the seasons of those. Yeah, Mork and Mindy was good. Sometimes I think some of the guys, they were better when they were younger. And I don't know why. Like, I liked Tom Hanks's Big, and Tom Hanks's Money Pit was always one of my favorites for a long time. Oh, Chips, yeah. Yeah, Lucifer, I'll have to send you. I have the collection. Oh man, they are so funny. Yeah, I have the collection set up in my room. I like Bobby Fletcher is always burping, even in his interviews. Another one, a good movie. I don't know if you guys ever heard of, God, I can't think of their name now. The Jerky Boys were always fun. Brian, Crank Yankers is like, they're like puppets. See if you guys, I got out of focus. They're puppets, and they basically do they do real live prank calls, but the puppets are acting out. The puppets are acting in them. And one guy named is Bobby Fletcher, and every time he starts talking or they start interviewing him for the job over the phone, he'll burp or he'll do something. And one day and on one of the episodes, he calls a rehabilitation clinic for teens with drug problems. And oh my God, he gets this woman so mad. Yeah, the Trailer Park Boys is really good too, but Jerky Boys is a mid-90s thing. Clutch, some quick body work. I have to do some more sand. I'm trying to reshape. Come on, focus. See that focus. And then I'll have to reshape it a little bit, but right there's the full piece. Yeah, the Jerky Boys even did a movie. There's even a movie out of the Jerky Boys. Thanks, Clutch. It's a skit comedy type movie. I think I'm going to glue this into place and make this body color. What do you think, Clutch? I'm going to have to work on a tail light, but I think... Damn, that looks good. Thanks, Gabriel. Man, at one point I could have made this open. Now that you said that, but I already glued the roof and everything in. Dang it, Clutch. Now I might have to go back in here and reopen that door. Maybe not so far. Yeah, I know I still can. Oh, pure pressure, pure pressure. Joe, I don't have that kit no more. I sold it. But I made a Maverick. One of my videos, you can go back and look at one of my videos, Joe. I took a Maverick and I made it. I put Fairlane parts in it, Torino parts in it, and the Shelby, some Shelby stuff in it, and I call it the Mavrino Helby. But yeah, I used the Shelby lights on my Maverick. Yeah, but Clutch, I was just going to leave it curbside, bud. I mean, I didn't open the hood or nothing. John, have you not seen my 06 delivery? Here, I'm going to show you guys something. Come on, John. Ah. Oh, you have seen it? Just for you other guys that follow, that haven't seen it. I built this one a few years ago, and it's the Hertz Olds edition, and then I moved the front up, and I made all the back, right, all this right here was custom made. And then, even though it's curbside, nothing opens on it, I did make it a mid-engine. And basically, the whole cabin, I brought the whole cabin forward, and then all this right here is scratch built. Yeah, RC parts. It's right here was a delivery vehicle, John. Yeah, this is the old school. Thanks, Frag. I believe these were Aeroshimas. Let me see. Now, I will not lie. I bought this one, Jay. I bought this one here to cut up. You might have been there when I bought this one, Jay. But I actually bought this one here to cut up because it has the original grill with no blinkers in it. And then it's got the regular hood because it's a promo, and it's got the stock interior and the stock chassis. And then for your other guys that haven't seen it, this is the one. This is the one that I put the... It's got all the front end from the Mustang in it. It's got all the Mustang Boss 302 inner fenders, firewall, made the radiator, made the strut towers. Then it's got all Mustang interior in it. I hinged the trunk. It's got stereo system in it. The amps, it's all flocked, opened up. Steve Zimmerman wheels, 4-wheel disc brakes. And then I even cut up a Mustang. This forward, from the rear end forward, is all the Mustang kit. And then I remade all this in the back. All aluminum exhaust, aluminum mufflers, and all that made it. It's got a supercharger on it. It's not a turbo. It was to replicate the Boss 302 with the Paxton supercharger, and it's got the blow-off valves and all that stuff. And I went with a coil pack on it instead of the coils under the valve covers. I moved the coil packs up front. But you guys wouldn't believe this. Jay has seen this in person. I believe John's gotten to see this in person. This is red oxidized primer with white pearl over the top of it. And then clear coat. And then this is the one I made the Mach 1 hood for. And this is the stuff that people will say, you know, what you did. You did this to a real Johan kit. And I opened up the headlights. And put lenses in them instead of the molded in stuff. And that's why I wanted this one here, because if you notice, it's got the original concaved grill with the emblem, the Maverick emblem, and no blinkers. And the kits don't. The kits, unless you have the original 2-in-1 kit where you could build the car stock. And then I even put in the gas neck for right here where the gas cap is on the Maverick. There's a key cylinder lock, and then I even put the gas tube in there. And then the way I do the hinges, like I tried to show you guys the hinges on the other video. I make them to where you can see the hood came on and off, and they open and they stay open on their own. And I'm just trying to teach you guys the same stuff that I would use when I'm building. You can see the disc brakes are drilled out. Probably can't see the front. They just look dark. But this right here did win Best Ford, Best Street Machine. I think it wasn't last year. It must have been 2015. And then another thing that I built that's custom is, I don't know if I've showed you guys this, but this right here is an AMT 70 Impala. I took the Johan ambulance roof and I cut it out all down through here. The back door still opens. Oh, wrong way, dummy. The back door still opens. Surfboards come in and out of the casket. I made the bumper steps like a real hearse would have. Will have step up. It's got the tie down for the casket. It's a two-door. I took two Impalas. It's cut right here. And then I have half of an Impala here and the other half here. Then, like I said, the roof from the Johan ambulance is cut and made into there. Clutch, the worst part of the whole thing was blending this back into the style of the quarter panels. The chassis is, you got the chassis in it, and then it has all the brake lines, exhaust. On a big car like this, they would have what's called a carrier bearing, so I built that for that. Then, like I said, all metal exhaust through it, and you can tell the blends on some spots. I didn't get it all the way, and I didn't realize it until it was already black. Thanks, Clutch. And again, I drilled out the molded in headlights, and it's got regular lenses in it. And then this is hinged too, and it's got the big block in it, all wired out and everything. And I made the hood frame, the hood brakes underneath, and the latch and the spring. So some of them get the full detail, and some of them I just have fun with, and I just build them. You can see I made cassettes right there, and I put plastic underneath the photo etch, so that way it gave it some depth. Oh, you're all right, bud. You're all right, guys. Life After Work. Go check out some of his channel, some of his videos. That's Solemn. He's a great commuter to the hobby. He's not as vocal as some of us other guys are, but he has a good channel. Very good guy to follow. And then again, this right here was I can't remember what color it was, but this right here was like a base green that you would see on all your Park and Recs vehicles, with the white pearl sprayed over the top of it. When you lay down a pearl, I put my pearl in what's called binder. It looks like snot, but what you do is you make your pearls and your flakes basically a paint. That way when you go to polish your clear, you're not moving. When you put your pearls and your flakes in your clear coat, once you start wet sanding and moving, you can move the flake and whatnot. So that right there is just another little... Thanks, Solemn. And I put these in before I had my Mr. Mini Dreams plaque. And these right here, just in order for this to classify as a commercial vehicle at the show that I go to, it had to have a placard or a name and number somewhere. And so I went with the traffic placard to make it be like, it belonged to a funeral home or whatnot. But that's just a little... Oh, I'll show you guys this little turd I built. This up. I called this one here, I I call this one here the Miata Killer. In the early 2000s, they were putting big motors in Miatas and stuff, and they're painting them up like a little Cobra, like the little Cobra Roadsters used to be. So I sectioned this Mustang and I made it small. And it's a 2-seater. I know it's got the upper back seat, but then I just flocked the floor. I just took this one and made a little 2-seater out of it, and it's actually got a 4-cylinder turbo in it from a Thunderbird kit, and it was just my little rendition of if Ford made a little small 2-seater like Mazda was making the Miata, that it would be based on looking like a Mustang. And so I just chopped it up. It's got, you can see now after all the years, this was back when I wasn't using, this is why I don't like spot putty. Because when I did this was when the GT kit first came out. And you can see over the years how it falled back in there, and you can see the perfect line. It's because I didn't build it up enough. I just thought I could use the red spot putty, and when I went over it you know. But it's held up, you know. It's held up for a 10-year-old build, you know. And I just thought it was pretty cool that I had the 4-cylinder Thunderbird. These came out of the Revell Super Coupes. You guys remember when they made, they made that stupid series, Basic Builders or whatever it was. And that's what this motor came out of. And that's just all soldering with tape around it. Yeah. Yeah, they did. And with being the brass that I'm using, guys, for my hinges, the hinges stay small. Well, they're bulky compared to size, but they stay small, and it has enough strength that it holds them up. And that way, when you're at the show, you're not just setting your car down and then displaying your hood to the side. That's about it for the custom stuff. No, I made this last year. I did this one last year. I took the Mustang. This Mustang here, I parted out. The motor for this is what went into the Maverick. And the original bumpers that came off the 302, I cut off here to put onto a convertible 2010 Snap Together to make a Boss 302 convertible. And this right here was the leftover, so I just turned it into a truck. And did the custom headlights on the front, custom bumper, grill, motors fully wired and done. And so sometimes we might get the same kit, but it can always be built different ways. Oh man, I knocked the mirror off. What a goof. At least it landed in the car. I'll put that on in a little bit. So don't limit yourself, guys. Push yourself and try it. It's only out of your league until you learn how to do it, I guess. And like this one, like this build here, I built this as a personal 48-hour build, guys, from start to finish. So, I mean, it's what you don't limit yourself. Yeah, Jay, you're right. Waste not, want not. So, I can't wait to show this year. And, you know, it was a really good, fun, little quick build. Yeah, I mean, we get frustrated, Solemn. Don't take it to the point where the kit is going to hit the wall. But just sit down and build. You know what I mean? You want to talk about something to test your patience. I got this from Bobblehead, and man, this build here was a booger. It's a 1/35 scale BMW. I added my own little touches to it, like I turned what was supposed to be a gun holder into a spotlight, and I made a little windshield for it. It's got photo etch, well, actually watch parts, but they look like photo etch. For the shifters, I put an exhaust tip on it, made clear tail lights. What's up, Pappy? And thanks, bud. Later, Clutch. And, you know, this right here was a test of patience. One, because I'm not familiar with motorcycles. And two, the damn thing is so small. But I worked on it. Got frustrated. I put it back, pulled it back out, worked on it. And, you know, and I ended up getting it complete. And look at it compared to the wheel, the 1/25 scale wheel's almost bigger than it. But it was a nice little break. And what I did, I pushed myself. The same with this one. Watching Gilbert Red Dragon Model Works, the boys over at the ISM, Brett and Tim and all them. You know, I pushed myself to build the tank. You know, oh yeah, Jody, that Camaro is going to look good. And you can get it down that low. I remember that first picture you posted up. But see, this right here, you know, I wasn't accustomed to doing weathering this style. And just by following other channels, and I was getting encouraged to do it. Now, I added my own stuff to it. Like, I added a chain to it. I added the metal antennas, which the kit didn't come to. And I was still able to customize this. So, you know, I'm happy with it. The turret, the turret will turn and move. So, you know, just open yourselves up and you'll be able to learn lots and lots more. I didn't know I was going on already about 2 hours, guys. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm going to get back to work on this. And you guys bored? Do you guys want me to stay live? I mean, it's up to you guys. I ain't got nothing to do. I think there's 31 people watching right now. 30. I think that's the most I ever had. Let me see. Today, Gary, I was showing them how I redid the hood. Oh, hey, Andreas, happy birthday, bro. I don't know if I got that message to you yesterday. Hello, Gothic. So, to update the status, I've opened up the front grille, the top. I need to do the bottom still yet. Added in the resin headlights. Did the hood intake. Did the hood exhaust. Then I've shaved the door handle down to be flush with the body versus sticking out like this side is. And then right now I'm working on the tail light. I've made this piece here larger. See, come on. You can barely see. I've cut there and added back into it so I can make my wagon door right here and little bitty tail lights. And I was telling the guys how I'm comfortable working from the front to the side and working around the car versus trying to do the hood, then this door, then that door, then the rear end. I like to work around in a circle, because usually by the time I go back to my starting point, I can either clarify my ideas or get the car ready to to primer by then. You know, I've had enough time to work everything out. Jody, does the Camaro... I thought all that stuff was glued on anyway. I thought it was already shaved. I haven't built that kit. You know, I've mentioned that I'm a Mustang fan. Here's what I need to rebuild. I need to get back to it someday. But right here, like Jody's building the 1/12 scale Foose Camaro, I got a big 1/12 scale fastback Mustang. Now, Revell did Shelby, but they haven't done the regular fastback. It's don't have the scoop in the hood, and it's got the regular pony interior. I've had this for several years. My dad actually built it when it first came out, and I got it from him several years ago, and I need to restore it. And yeah, you know what's killing me right now, Jody? I have the Corvette. I'm going to use the Corvette right here as the donor. So what I'm going to do is I picked this up. I purchased this. I don't know if I want to go with the blower, though, or if I'll use just regular big block in there. Or not. So I don't know. I'm still torn between what I'm actually going to do with it just yet. But look, the damn door. Look at the door next to the 1/24 scale kit. This thing is huge. I don't know where to display it once I build it. Bro, I need a set of wheels is what's really holding me back on this. I don't know. I thought about picking up the new Mustang, the new big scale Mustang, and putting that motor and everything in this. But then again, I still don't like the wheels. This right here is broke, so I'll probably shave all that. So I just got a lot of work to do. Yeah, they do make some awesome stuff, but John, that's expensive. Oh, shit. They're not 20s, but they clean. Look at... Oh, look at that, Big A. Oh, got them 10s, son. Nobody's got those. Ooh. But I thought if I got a nice little wheel and tire and get it to set down. Yeah, they clean. Yeah, I had brought that up. I had mentioned it before that I had this Mustang kit, and I just have never showed anybody. I need to get it rebuilt, but everything on it works. Like the windows roll up and down on this kit. Here's the old instructions. Try to find a date on it one time. But these right here are the old Revell instructions. I wish I still had the original box. But look, it shows you all the window cranks and everything where the windows would roll up and down. You actually got to put the shackle together onto the leaf spring and all that. It was one heck of a detailed build in its day. You had to put on all the chrome trim on the windows, go in. Yeah, because I guess if we had one wheel, I could cast the other three. Let me look into it. It ain't on my must build list. You know what I mean? That's why I hardly ever talk about it and bring it out. And the back seat and stuff, they really fold up. Look at the gear. It used to come with the gears and everything you put in there. That way the steering would really turn with the steering wheel. I mean, this was ahead of its time. Nowadays, they think they can just give us a chunk of plastic with the logo on it and we're going to be happy. Look, 93 steps. Dude, I seen what you did on your 1/8 scale aluminum stuff. I don't think I can go that crazy. I'll be divorced. If you guys haven't checked out Laying Low Hobbies, go over there and subscribe to his channel. He's a great kid. He'll do what he can to help you, and very, very passionate about the hobby. And he's one of those guys that was an automotive builder like me, and we ventured out to doing other things. And it's amazing how we can build our automotive for so many years and then still have a passion for other stuff once we tried it. I'm gonna put some stuff up, guys. Give me 1 minute. Alright, I'm back. I think what surprised me the most, Andreas, is when you and Stan started talking about the figures and you actually buying the figures and actually enjoying doing the figure stuff, because you know, I hear vinyl and I'm thinking, oh man, that's going to be a turd of a build. And then to see what you and Stan have picked up in vinyl is just some awesome looking stuff. Just, I think what I want to do now, I think I want to take some sheet plastic to the back side of this. Where's my plastic? I also need to finish out this grill. Let me do that real quick too. Now, how I hollowed out the big grill. What happened in Georgia, Ryan? Pappy, are you off work for the day already? Yeah. Yeah, that's true then. I can't wait to see his Gasser Camaro done. So how I did the grill, guys, is see I want to keep that little notch there and there, but I want to hollow out the grill so I can put a real screen in. And see how thick they make this? So what I do is I'll just take a round sanding bit and I'll go back and forth until I see daylight. If I can find my sander, here it is. See, what I do is I'll get it to the point to where you can see through it. You know, I only did a little bit, like, you know, like Clutch has said before, you know, you just take a little bit of time. And then I just will sand it down, and then when I start seeing the daylight, then I'll go in there with my knife and clean it up. Wait 1 second, fellas.
Call from not available.
Hello? Hello? There is no Brian at this address, sir. Thank you. Yep. Hey, Brian, if you're watching, somebody just called for you. If you guys hadn't, if you guys go to the Facebook page today, you'll see that yesterday, Jody, he posted up a bunch of the stuff he's gotten completed. He's got a pretty nice little completed lineup going now. He tells me that he has nothing to do but build, so he's knocking them out pretty quick. He just built a motorcycle that looks really rad. Gothic, you doing alright today, bud? Just cleaning up my work, guys. Now I'll get the knife out and see, now that we hollowed it out, you just go back in here and you clean up your work. What power plant do you have in your tea bucket? I still. Oh, it's good. Was just sharing ideas a while ago with the guys, following me, and made some decisions, and they seem to pan out real good, Gothic. The kids will be home here in a bit. My daughter proceeds to tell me that she has plans as soon as school is out for the summer, and I said I have plans too, and it's called summer school. So then I cleaned it up. Come on now. And then I cleaned it up, and then I'll cut me a screen and put that in there. And that right there, I'll do that bottom part. And it's just, little simple tricks. Come on. Little simple tricks like that just to, enhance the build. I might not have fabricated anything. Well, there you go. Don't you love it when you get made a place of importance that nobody lets you know? There you go. Yeah, I was just trying to make this my own, Andreas. You know what I mean? The model show we go to next month, they were doing the same kit build. Last year was the Beetle, and this year it's the Snap Together Mustang kit. So I'm just trying to do my own thing to it. I need to get back to this tail light. And then, like I said, I've made the tail lights bigger by adding pieces to it to fill in the gate lines. And then I'll do little tail lights right here. I just noticed still 25 of you guys watching, and I appreciate that. And then the 10 thumbs up. So, I was thinking, guys, doing, let's see, put that back in place. But I think the tail light it don't look very good that far back. So I think I'll put some plastic up here and bring it up further. So, let's give me my plastic. Let's see. I'm going to use a 10 spot. And that's why I always tell you guys, save all your little pieces of plastic. Later, Solomon. Have a good one. So if I glue that right there, that brings it back up a little bit. Let's do this. Let's see if I can't get this right here. Andreas, you guys doing anything there in California today for the Cinco de Mayo stuff? Um, yeah, that's one thing, Andreas. But the show we're going to, they're doing the same kit build, and it's going to be over the Revell 2015 Mustang. And I just wanted to do something different than just a paint job, you know. I'm going to. I told that telemarketer that just called that said he asked for Brian. And I said, there's no Brian here at this address. And he goes, I'm sorry to hear that. Whatever, like usually there's no telemarketer that called and never said, well, I'm glad I got the right number. I think the telemarketing job and customer service would be hell. Because none of us are calling customer service unless something is not working or... You know what? Let's, I'm going to take this right here. Oh, thanks, Andreas. And I like Jody's comment. Oh, I should have asked him, no, does there Brian where you're at, you know? Answer his questions with the question. Hey, John, are you back yet? I know you said you was going to paint that roof on the Olds. Just want to see if everything turned out all right. Too much, too much, too much. Come on. I can't think of who it was now. Somebody was given a review, I think it was. And they had commented on super glue that it won't work on plastic as near as quick as it will on their skin. Oh man, it was a funny. And Stuart, I don't know if you guys follow Stuart Scale Modeling channel. He just gave away a really neat looking kit for subscriber appreciation. And that was pretty cool to see his channel growing too. Now Stuart does a lot of tanks and whatnot, military stuff. And guys like his channel, and you know, they just watching what they share piques interest sometimes. So you guys check that out. And then one of my favorite channels to watch is just because of the guy's attitude. I really like him, and he's funny, and he's really down to earth, and that's John Sharpie Models. I'm like watching him. He does some really good reviews, and when he's doing his review, he gives his own perspective on it. You know. What I'm doing now, guys, is just adding plastic to hold the tail light to the centerpiece that I made. And plus, I put it over the cut so that way it gives it support to the cuts, too. That one there needs a lot more cutting. And like Clutch says, I don't know where my pencil went though. I can't show you. But Clutch will always take his pencil and he makes sure the lead is really sharp. So right here I just take this out and then I just run your lead over the top of it and give it a really good point to it. Like so that way you get closer. And that way you can get closer. I gotta draw this line here. You still, Andreas, you still recovering from your surgery? Because you and Vanessa already got moved, right? One time, guys, I had to shave my mustache. I went to I took the tip of the, I took this off. And I went to put the super glue back in it and this in, and I went right into the stash. That wasn't fun at all. Little bit more sanding. Yeah, but Jody, when you head back, when you leave the U.S. to go back to Costa Rica, can't you take something? Can't you take some with you? Oh, yeah. Me and my wife, Andreas, right now, me and the wife are looking to move. And I keep... She said, do we have to have a effing basement? And I was like, well, unless you want my hobby room in the bedroom. Oh. Jody, I missed your comment. I do, but if I run out, I'm stuck. No one has anything. Yeah, that would suck. Maybe, that'd be sweet if there was if you had a model connection there for you, Jody. But I guess if I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I love models and I love modeling. But if I was in Costa Rica, buddy, I don't think I'd be stuck indoors that much. I mean, sure, I'd have my days I want to sit around and build, but maybe because I'm stuck in a city that don't have much water around it and stuff around it, that I don't really take to too much activities now, so I take advantage of it when I was down there. Alright, guys. One thing about custom work, guys, it's always test fitting. You always test fit. Nothing's permanent. You just always test fit. So what I done is I put the white pieces in there, and now let's do let's go for some red. Let's get some red lenses built. Okay, here's my box of extra red stuff. So what we'll do now is you can either look for a red sprue or find you something that resembles the shape that you're trying to recreate. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you will. We'll see how big this right here is. And see, now what we have here will be a Thunderbird tail light, and it almost fits what we need. Later, Pappy. If you get on tonight with the boys, I'll see you in the other chat tonight. Have a good day, bud. So right now we'll try to cut. Come on, focus. We'll try to cut that up and see what we get out of this. Let's just do this. Let's see what we get out of this. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know some of you guys are coming and going. Then let me sand this off a little bit. Later, Pappy. I'll see you. Oh, man, yeah. See, them size it up. It's right there. I did that. Now let's go see if it looks like in the car. So you got that. Get this. What do you guys think about that? I think I need to do it. Oh, yeah, Mother Hubbard. I think I need to do it a little bit taller to fill in. I still see some gaps, but if it was sitting on the table like this, I don't think they would see it, and it'd have a red lens in it. I think I like that. I just got another idea. Maybe I can do a pinch. Sometimes you could do what's called a pinch. Get a piece of styrene here. Get out of there. Like if I made myself a new emblem, like something come through here, you can actually do this and it'll pinch that piece of plastic in there. and then it'd make it a new piece. You know, maybe not so not so wide, but maybe thin. No, I don't like that. You think that that'd be a reasonable looking tail light, Andreas? Let me. I got an idea. I got an idea. Get out of there. Yeah, you know what? I thought about that too, Jimmy. I thought about that. That's so crazy you mentioned that. I swear I thought about that. It still looks a little Frenched. It still looks a little Frenched in there. And then get the other lens in there. Oh, you mother Hubbard. Okay, this right here is just a rough end, but made the panel, got that all the way across. Yeah, that would look neat, Jody. Give you a little bit of custom touch to it. Come on, focus. And then where'd my winder go? The back winder. Get that back window in there. What sucks is I think I have to have the fin don't quite. So you get the back window in there. Like this. And that don't sit on there too good. This is the rear deck fin that's supposed to come with the kit, but it's not fitting worth the dard. I might have to make my own on that one. Yeah, see, it's showing. It's short. It's short on both sides. I would want to go both sides. I wish I had a job, Jay, where I could watch YouTube while I'm at work. I'm gonna try to heat up this window and see if I can't give it a better curve. Maybe I need to sand that down a little bit. I mean, if I hold it in place, it's gonna glue. Just does got some pressure to it. And that's the lip I left if the window gets glued in. Just enough of a little edge. Come on. Just enough of a little edge. Well, guys, that's about all I can offer you guys today. It was fun. Thank you, guys. And thank you for hanging out. I don't know where I'll go next. I know I have to finish up this door handle on this side. Thanks, Gothic. I don't do as you do a better job of showing the custom work. I just do it, and I like how you actually tell the guys how they measure and stuff. The clutch does the same thing. With me, I just cut it and go. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, Ryan. And I'll get some stuff figured out. What's really going to be a task, guys, is getting this interior tub into the station wagon form. I don't know if I just want to go with the wagon filler top like some wagons do. You know, they have that vinyl roll up, or if I build the whole box. So I don't know yet. Yep, thank you. No, I'm going to put a window in it. Yeah, you said Nomad. Yeah. I thought you said sedan delivery Gothic. Yeah, I'm going to do a frameless window. Because we was talking, and a pillar just don't look right if I was to put a pillar in there. You know, for some reason. So I don't know yet if... So far, the jury's been in about doing a frameless window. Angle it forward like that, something like that. Too thin, Gabriel? Because I was going to chuck it like this. If I was to put a pillar in it, I was going to make it thin. Like so. Well, fellas, I better get out to the bus stop with the kiddos. Really appreciate you guys sticking around, let alone 26 of you guys. Yeah, I think Punch told me to keep it open. So I tried it, and I mean, it'll look cool. I just got to find the right window and tint and stuff to use for it, you know. You think frameless too, Big A? We'll check it out. So you guys have a great one. Have a nice weekend. I'll be stuck at work after today. So this was my time to get to the bench and enjoy and have some fun. And you guys have a great one. Guys, get over to Facebook. Check out Amigos Model Works. That's Andreas's page that you see in here, Laying Low Hobbies. They'll have a live chat. Anybody is open to join their hangouts and their chats. Check that out. Gothic is coming up live now. Gothic will be live here in a few minutes, and you guys check it out and find your place in the hobby. You guys are always welcome on Mr. Mini Dreams Facebook page. You guys are always welcome to join me here. I might not be everyone's cup of tea, but you know, I try my best, and I enjoy hanging out with you guys. And yeah, stop by Gothics and say hello. Watch the Amigos page on Facebook. They'll post the link up when they're going to do a live hangout. Some great guys over there. You got Hobby Man Mike. You got Maker Mike. I really like watching Maker Mike because he's just a natural dude like us. He's going to have his mistakes, and he works through them. And you got Stan, which is Andreas' stepdad. And little side joke, if you guys know Andreas and all those guys over there at the Migos page. So check them out. You guys have a great one. And this is Minnie, and I will see you guys definitely next week. Tip Thursday next week, I think we're going to work on door jamming. Show you guys how to do some door jam work. So stay tuned. Catch you guys later. Thank you.